on the road behind you. Otherwise, don't. Driving Lagos. Simple rules for driving safely around Lagos.
This is Lagos.
Welcome back. It's the Top 5 of 5.
Top 5.
At 5 o'clock here. Smooth 98.1, Smooth Drive. Are you ready?
Yes, we are. All right, let's get into the first story. This one is quite familiar, but it almost made me vomit. R. Kelly is a vile,
Are we still
vile
on the
man.
Kelly thing?
Because, like, his accusers keep crawling out of the woodworks like cockroaches. And unfortunately, all of the stories that they tell sound very similar. They all look very distraught. And you don't want to believe that these ladies are lying, but whatever the case may be, it's still very, very traumatizing.
He also doesn't help himself when, after they say, you did this and this to me, and he says, no, I didn't, and he really check your song, because he documents them in his own songs.
He documents all of his nasty dealings in his songs, which is why people want to mute him. Let's get into this first song. So you guys remember that song? Hair braider, I'm doing my hair braider. She looks so good for me,
It'll
and
never sound the
I
same
got
after
a tipper. It will never sound the same because his actual hair braider is just one of the many women who are involved in this 10 counts of aggravated sexual assault that they have slammed him with, and he will probably go to jail for.
Monster, allegedly.
So she has been anonymous this whole time. But she recently did an interview on CBS. She did the interview because she said she saw the R. Kelly and Gayle King interview, and she was just so aghast that he would lie on TV. And it's a guilt she's been carrying around since 2003.
So she had to come
and
up.
she had to stand up for herself. Now, she dated R. Kelly. She also...
Oh, so they dated.
What do you mean dated?
You said she dated R. Kelly.
I said dated. Did I say dated?
No, like, they date, like, we're going out for dates.
Well, what else is dating, Mazzino? I'm confused.
Because I thought he assaulted her and not...
Mazzino, let me just blow your mind. Do you know that men who are dating women can actually assault those women? Did you know that?
Okay,
Isn't that crazy?
I get your sarcasm.
That's a crazy concept. Did you also know that men that are not dating women can also assault women and
devil.
vice versa? No, R. Kelly is. So she admits to having dated him, but she was attacked by him one night. He forced her to have oral sex with him in 2003. She refused to. He got angry and allegedly let one off in her face and spat on her face as
Friendly
well.
fire? Oh, wow.
As in Mazzino. Unfortunately for him, she went to the police station immediately, soaking shirt and everything.
She pulled a Lewinsky.
She sure did. They analyzed the shirt. They realized that it was R. Kelly's DNA. True. They saved it, and she was going to press charges. Until the next day, she signed a $650,000 settlement with R. Kelly.
And he paid?
He paid her. He paid her off.
Admission of guilt. We have him.
So she kept silent, and she was supposed to stay silent forever. But like she said, she saw him performing in front of Gayle King, and she just couldn't take it anymore.
She had to come out with it.
6 years after he did this, what did you call it? Friendly Fire?
Friendly Fire.
He released a song called Hair Braider.
That's it. He documented his own
I'm doing
misdeed.
my hair braider. Well, obviously it was something that was dedicated to her or inspired by her. Then she went to court again because she was too traumatized. She sued him. No, actually she didn't sue him, but there was a confidentiality settlement in the tune of $100,000, which R. Kelly...
rich off of him, though.
Yeah, Kelly paid her and agreed to stop performing the song Hair Braider. Again, he admitted to no wrongdoing, so she's come out, she's stepping forward. Like we know, R. Kelly is out on bail after 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. We have 2 sex tapes in which he has been shown doing friendly golden showers. Is that what you call that one?
Well, Friendly Fire.
He
Golden Showers, totally different. That was a totally different R. Kelly movie.
Ay, ay, ay. I think he would be better served in jail where he could carry out all his freaky fantasies, because I don't think he should be doing this in the normal.
Until headlines on the news, boom, 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 boom,
And
all counts dropped against R. Kelly.
that's another thing we're scared of, because we know Jussie Smollett, that happened with Jussie Smollett. It's in the same Chicago. But I don't know if Jussie's going to give R. Kelly his lawyer's number.
No, he needs him.
But I know if he's in jail, he can have a lot of fun in there, because a lot of those jailmates would probably like to braid his hair. Braid his
R.
hair.
Kelly gets a tip. Lotion, not soap. All right, what else we got?
Whoa! Speaking of lotion and not soap, Brunei.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
There's a new law in Brunei, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you'd be looking for in Brunei anyways.
It's a nice place, very beautiful.
Yeah. Well, if you bat for the same team, do not go there. They will punish you severely. You think 14 years here is bad.
It's nothing.
Brunei, the smallest Southeast Asian kingdom, implemented these new laws. They were announced in 2014, slowly rolled out. Effective next week, they will punish all homosexual sex and adultery with death and stonings. What else are they going to
Stoning
use?
to death, actually.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Of course, the international community is up in arms. The human rights groups are expressing horror at this penal code. They're also going to be implementing amputation as a punishment for theft. So does this sound a little familiar? It sounds kind of Sharia law-y, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But
what it
yeah,
sounds
Brunei is, back in 2014, they were one of the first countries to adopt Sharia law, and they have been implementing it. And they also do not sell alcohol in the nation. So like I said, I warned you, if you like, go there.
Very rich people actually come from Brunei. The prince, I think, was it the king? His
Sultan.
Sultan, yeah. His nephew's the richest footballer ever in the world.
Every time I think Sultan of Brunei, I think Michael Jackson. I
Oh,
don't know
plus
why.
you should see his garage. He's got over 30,000 vehicles in it.
I bet his house still smells like smoke. Anyways.
What else we
Speaking
got?
of very rich people,
right.
I need some richer friends. You know, I thought I had some friends that were caked out. None of my friends have ever ordered me pizza from London. And you know who I'm talking about. You got the means, you got the plain. You know what? Forget pizza. I want McDonald's. I want a Big Mac with fresh bacon.
How much it cost to make an order? How much will it cost?
I don't know. Just someone's international flight ticket. What's the big deal? Just fly in a burger.
Flight ticket. Just, hey, could you
Someone's private jet.
could you help me carry this inside of your luggage?
No, not inside the luggage. You need it crisp, so it needs to be in a box. It needs to be carried by
Doesn't need to
women
be
wearing.
checked in.
Yes, it needs to be. No, it doesn't need.
Exactly.
Yeah, it needs to be carried by women wearing white gloves, someone who doesn't sneeze or breathe too hard, and it needs to be like one of those temperature concealed situations.
These are your preferences?
These are my preferences.
Okay.
So if you want to be my lover, you gotta find me some burgers. Okay, I say that to say that Mr. Audu Ogbe, that is our Minister of Culture, yesterday he bitterly lamented.
Lashed out more like.
Pretty much, he was upset about the amount of ways we import things and how it's costing our government, our citizenry money, because we really could be doing these things ourselves.
Got the money, man.
So he said, yeah, we import almost everything. Every time you bring in a shipload of rice, you bring in a shipload of unemployment because you're transferring your wealth, blah, blah, blah. He says toothpicks cost us 18 million naira to import a year. Tomatoes paste that we import are 400 million to import. Rich people are importing pizzas from London. They're using their cell phones, and it's very annoying. We import everything, milk, sugar. I even thought we made toothpicks here, but nope. Toothpicks,
we
pencils,
just had a
vegetable oil,
company.
lettuce, cabbage.
Well, hey. I don't know. Pizza, I'd like to taste some pizza from outside the country, but I'm not sure about the fidelity when it gets here because it's
it'll be all soggy. Might as well
and
order it
everything.
here. But and that's
Exactly,
why it
is my
has to
point.
be in a container held by a woman in white gloves that doesn't breathe too much and doesn't have too much humidity.
From a royal lineage.
Yes. These are, just, I'm sure people are doing it. I need some more
We're out of time, but do you want to push one more in?
Okay.
One more, real quick though, real
Okay.
quick.
back in the 90s, there was this food that I really liked to eat when I first moved to America. Actually, no, when I used to go visit. It's baked beans and hot dogs. So they mix the baked beans and the hot dogs in it, and it tastes really good. It was made by a company, and they were called Beanie Weenies. I don't know if you 90s kids, remember anything about the Beanie Weenies, but very popular product. Michael Jordan was supposed to be the face of Beanie Weenies, and if he was, it would have exploded. But he did not want to be the face of that because he did not want to say the word Beanie Weenie.
Because it sounded too...
Teeny, it's not so weenie.
I get it now.
I think he just has an embarrassment problem. Beanie Weenie, do you know how much they were going to pay him? $1 million.
I think he protests a bit too much.
I think so too. He's also rich, so he can call the shots.
Beanie Weenie.
He said he wasn't going to sell his soul just to make a deal. But do you know what? Remember, you see all those memes of Michael Jordan crying?
They
He hates those. Apparently, those make him so angry. He doesn't like being embarrassed. Imagine if there was clippings of him going Beanie Weenie, Beanie Weenie. They would have used it as memes. So
My
he's
Beanie
smart.
Weenie.
Exactly. Beanie Weenies were so good. There's nothing better than beans and hot dogs. Maybe if you try a little Gary.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Ooh, gourmet food hitting ya. Man, I'm a fusion queen.
Lagos, we're done with the top 5.
Okay, we're top 5.
Thank you very much. Hey, watch out coming up. It's going to be Smooth Health here. Smooth 98.1. We're smooth.
Smooth. Hey, this is Frank McComb. And you're listening to Nigeria's #1 station for soul, jazz, and funk. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life.
KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. Flying to North America in business class? KLM is giving up to 25% off to New York, Los Angeles, Washington, Houston, and Toronto. Ticket sale is from the 26th of March to the 31st of March 2019. Travel is from now until 31st January 2020. All our tickets can be purchased from our website, www.klm.com.ng, any KLM ticket office, or from your travel agent. For more information, call 080-632-15665. Don't miss this special offer. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines.
All individuals, both employees and self-employed persons in Lagos now have a new shortcut to file their annual returns online. Go to www.lirs.gov.ng. Click on the annual returns pop-up icon. Log in with your PIN number. Your password will be sent to your registered phone number on the LIRS database. Download and complete the forms. Upload all your documents and submit. Click Print Confirmation from the menu on the left pane to print your acknowledgement slip. Take notice that failure to file before 31st March 2019 will be a contravention of the extant provisions of the Personal Income Tax Act, which attracts stiff penalties on defaulters. For inquiries, call 0700-2255-5477, 0809-225-5477, or visit www.lirs.gov.ng. This message is from the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS.
Ìtẹ̀síwájú ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ló jẹ wá lógún. What makes Easter a pleasant season?
Partying?
Nah.
Traveling?
Nah.
Family?
Exactly. Nothing beats the thrill of sharing with your loved ones during Jumia's Easter sale. Don't miss out on the sale of the season. From the 8th to the 21st of April, get overwhelming discounts on items like the 50 kg bag of rice for 14,990 naira, the Easter treasure hunt for the Samsung S10 at 3,200 naira, and the iPhone XS Max for 3,600 naira on the Jumia app. Jumia, save money, shop easy. In partnership with Samsung, Xiaomi, HP, Muka, Binatone, and more.
Let's take a critical look at your lifestyle and the state of your health. With life in a city that hardly sleeps, so many people working hard, and many more on the edge, one thing is likely to happen. System shut down. Helping you discover facts about your health and expanding your access to well-being through relevant information. Tune in to Smooth Health on the Drive and make that connection with your body.
And some very interesting information I came across that I thought I should share.
The Smooth Health, every Thursday at 5:15 p.m.
Love music. Love life.
It just feels good.
It was really a proud moment
when my sister Sarah told me she was starting her makeup business. I really wanted to help her start off well. So when she said to me,
Brother Tunji, shake body now and support my ministry.
I answered, the support you need now is an Avon HMO health plan.
An Avon HMO health plan?
Yes, dear. I explained that because her health is very important, with an Avon HMO health plan, she won't have to self-medicate or spend money on hospital bills. Finally, I said, I'll subscribe for you online and pay for the first year. But from next year, you'll renew it by yourself.
Hey, thank you, Brother Me.
Visit AvonHealthcare.com on your phone to buy your plan in just 3 easy steps. It's that fast and simple.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live healthier, fuller lives.
Smooth Health on the Drive.
It's a global observation that helps raise people's awareness.
Get health information and tips for optimal well-being.
How to prevent it, detect or treat it.
This is Smooth Health on the Drive.
Smooth Health on the Drive, in association with Avon HMO.
Welcome back to the Smooth Drive. Welcome to Smooth Health in association with Avon HMO, practical tips for healthy living. We've got Dr. Dami in the studio. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Hey, doctor.
Welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you want to get in touch with Avon HMO, they are at Avon HMO. And don't forget, you can get in touch with us in the studio as well. It's 0144-89981.
For calls.
Or send a message to 0809-444-0981.
There you go. So what are we talking about? Sorry.
Eating disorders.
Eating disorders. Isn't there like a fancy name for that?
Yeah, different fancy names.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
What
more fancy than an eating
disorder, I know, right? So there are 3 common types. There is anorexia nervosa, there is bulimia, and there's binge eating.
Okay.
Oh, binge eating. Okay, then there's the overeating, of course.
Binge eating is okay, isn't it?
No, that's an eating disorder.
She does be very fat.
It's comfortable. You know.
Right, but the amount of calories people eat during binging, I mean, it's not common for people to eat that much, but there are studies that say people are trying to consume up to 50,000, or maybe they have 50,000 in front of them, like 50,000 calories. The normal person survives on like 3,500.
Oh, wow.
4,500 calories, but they have like all these goodies, and they obviously can't. I don't think you can finish 50,000 calories. That would be crazy.
Is it that they don't get full?
No, it's usually something that causes them to binge eat. So maybe they're depressed, or maybe after a heartbreak or death of a loved one. So it could even be a psychological disorder. Some people have schizophrenia, so there's some medical issues. I don't think anybody it starts as maybe something that they think is not harmful. So for example, usually teenagers under 25 usually begins to affect, and usually upper class and middle class, not the black people too.
Yeah, you'd have to have a lot of food to eat and money.
But I know, right?
But I find that when I am sad or having a bad week, ice cream makes me happy.
Yes, that's a number 1 food for binge eaters. Ice cream, sweet stuff.
Yeah, but I'm healthy. Hey, look at me.
Sweet stuff.
I've got the body of a Greek god.
Oh my God.
But I mean, it's an issue because some of these eating disorders can actually be fatal.
Yeah, I'm guessing, health problems to result from
that. They could be, because they can cause disturbances in the person's eating behavior. They usually obsess over food, body weight, and shape. And the issue is, for example, we'll go through each one, but for example, with anorexia nervosa, no matter how skinny they are, like I've had patients that literally bags of bones, like, when they say bags of bones, I see all your bones sticking out of your skin, and they still think they're fat.
They pray to the goddess Anna as well. Anorexics there's a whole, it was like a big thing in the 90s on like Oprah and what are all these talk shows that were on in the 90s. So they were always having anorexic.
Let's talk about it one by one. Which one will we start with?
So we can start with bulimia.
Bulimia.
Yes.
Okay.
And how is that different from
what is it?
Anorexia. So bulimia is, they're all kind of similar and they interchange a lot, but that doesn't mean you cannot find one without the other. So with bulimia, the thing about it is they like to vomit their foods.
Oh,
so they will binge eat. They will eat a lot, but they'll make sure that they vomit it. And some doctors believe it's a bit worse than the anorexia one, because with them, they don't really have calorie restrictions per se.
You can eat anything.
Because they would vomit it,
get rid of
immediately. Exactly. And they're very secretive. So probably their friends, their family members don't know, because they always hide to do it. But part of the issue is they can begin, when they keep vomiting, they're vomiting stomach acid. It can erode their teeth. It can erode their throats, you know. Can start to cause other problems.
Honestly, I wanted to ask, what's the problem? There's no problem.
Is it like a daily thing?
Yeah, usually.
I thought that wouldn't harm them. I mean, after all, you're eating and expelling it. So I thought
the process of expelling is the acids.
Too much acids, too much force on the throat.
Yeah.
Some people with excessive force of vomiting, you can even have bleeding. You can tear your throat.
Is this a voluntary type vomiting?
Yes, they stick their hands into their mouths. Yes. So for a lot of those folks, you would see that they have injuries on the outside of their palm, like the other side,
from the teeth.
From the teeth, exactly. Trying to yank their throat.
Almost, you haven't been hungover a lot, have you?
No.
How are you trying to tell us something?
That's the only time we
Do you have marks at the back of your head?
Oh my God. A bit TMI there.
Eating, but from binge drinking.
That's actually something.
Okay, let's keep Hawa out of this. All right? Otherwise, people will be saying, Hawa, so.
I know. When next can we?
No.
Right, so this is it? What starts? What's the genesis of it all?
Preemptive. Okay. So again, it's kind of the same thing. They think they're fat.
Okay.
That's usually the beginning. This is if there's no other chronic issue that is causing their issues. I mean, some people might eat and get very uncomfortable. Maybe their stomach is too bloated, or maybe they do have some kind of disorder that then they feel like they need to vomit, or people that actually just vomit after they eat. But these people, yeah, I mean, depending on the disease process that you have, like if you have gallbladder issues, or you have pancreas issues, or pancreatitis, even some cancers, you might eat and vomit. You know, so obviously if you're pregnant, you know, right, everything wants you to vomit. But these are people that they have no cause to vomit. We're taking away from it's a psychological disorder now. We're taking away from it liver hypoglycemia or a pancreatic hypoglycemia. Like, we're taking away from all those illnesses, and we're just focusing on, I think I'm too fat.
Because they actually
that's the
themselves.
Beginning. Yes.
There's nothing that.
But they love the food. They want to eat the food, right? But they know that they've consumed too much calories. So then they're going to want to expel it. So at the end of the day, they're not even getting enough calories to even begin with.
And then ridding their body of very important other bits.
Exactly. So the definition really is eating disorder characterized by perverted ideas towards food and eating, obsession with thinness, and a morbid fear of weight gain. Also characterized by the repetitive compulsive habit of eating a normal or excessive amount of food only to self-induce vomiting and or use of, and this is the other side of it, laxatives. They use a lot of laxatives, so a lot of them begin
both ends,
right, and then they end up being constipated because their bowels can't function without laxatives anymore. So after a while, you can train. That's why a lot of times you see that doctors don't like putting people on medications for too long, or even the pain meds. They're like, you're going to become addicted because your body is not even as if you yourself just want to keep taking that pain. Your body needs it. Your body will shake if it doesn't have it, you know, and then you feel like you're dying, so you have to go get the pain med. It's kind of the same thing with the bowels. You train it to be lazy over time, so it can't just do what is functioned to do anymore. So now you have to keep pushing it with the laxatives. So a lot of them appear constipated. Yes. So they use laxatives in an effort to purge what has been ingested. The patient generally knows that their behavior is abnormal, so they know, yet have a great fear that they cannot control the binging. They just can't control it. When they are finally done eating, they feel markedly depressed and guilty. Low self-esteem may follow, with a negative view of themselves and their bodies, setting into play the next circle of binging and purging.
So these people are usually slim, or are they
big? Usually, if it's bulimia, they're usually skinny.
Yeah.
If it's just binge eating without the vomiting, they'll be big. Right. So some causes of this issue, apart from I just want to vomit, is a hypothalamic problem. So this is just the issue with how the brain is talking with other glands in the body. A psychiatric disorder, like I said, depression, they just can't control it. It makes them feel good when they eat, but then they're like, okay, I'm eating too much, so I need to stop. Peer pressure. Their friends are doing it, or all their friends are skinny and they think they're too fat. Nutritional deficiencies. So yes, you can have certain nutritional deficiencies that put your body out of balance. Cultural or family attitudes about the body. So binging patients usually have incidences of higher incidences of dysfunctional families. So these are separated families, divorced, the father is beating on the mom, or the mom's beating on the daddy, as the mom's beat on the dad. Maybe just child abuse in general, molestation. Usually a lot of in these patients, you find out that there's some cases of high incidence of molestation. More higher than in the general population is what I'm trying to say. Notably, families with affective disorders, alcoholism, and recreational drug use. Those families are not really paying attention to the kids.
So at the end of the day, it's mostly a mental thing that's brought on by other traumatic experience and so on and so forth as well.
Yes.
Oh wow, who'd have thought that'd be a reason for you to be bulimic? Okay, so...
But guess what? It hardly affects men.
Well,
men don't care about the way they look.
Who says? Come on.
And I don't know why women care
just
so
the
much.
outside.
It's because the men put so much pressure on what women think about what they think about themselves.
You know, they're the ones that dictate the beauty norms in society.
No, I disagree, Hawa. It's actually, it's advertising.
Yes, and who runs the advertising world?
Men and women, but advertising is targeted at men. Men with women as the
object, the male gaze. Not only advertising, television, movies, it's all orchestrated as the woman as the
one that has to be perfect.
Let me give you a very typical example. Your soda bottles are all fashioned in a certain kind of
cup. Exactly. Right, interesting. And then when you drink it, you lose your figure 8
with the irony.
Wow. But you know, the funny thing is, funny enough, I feel like a lot of women do these things to impress women. Like, I feel that a lot of men, they don't really know the difference between, like, maybe certain types of wigs. You know, you would know, well, maybe we don't know, but some girls may know.
Let me tell you something.
Mazino knows.
No, hang on a second. We don't even see these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so as long as the girl is presentable and, you know, she has a nice body, she's not too far, I think men are usually satisfied. She smells good, looks good. You know, but I think that all the high-heel shoe that has to be red bottoms versus the Gucci, right? I think it's like women trying to just outdo other women. I even feel like even with the weight loss issue, like it started with all the skinny girls with long hair and red lipstick. I always say that. And then everybody wants to be skinny with long hair and red lipstick. And then went ahead with the, you know, implants in the
no one wants to be skinny anymore.
I'll
tell you, girl.
Like did the men ask you to put implants at the back?
Kim Kardashian and Blac Chyna.
You know?
Dr. Dami, we got a couple of questions there.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can send in more. 0809 444 0981.
We'll do one now, go on a break, and then we'll read the others when we get back. Hey, Dr. Dami, great show. I hate myself every time I binge. How do I stop binge eating? This is Bellamy from Surulere. Have we really got into the binge eating part, or do we want to?
No, we haven't.
So,
I mean, it's the same with any of these disorders. You can't really help yourself. You have to see a doctor.
You need help.
You need help, especially if it's going on for a long time. And that statement that was made is very strong. I hate myself. Why do you hate yourself? You think you're too fat, but you might think you're too fat, but you actually are not too fat. You're underweight. You know, so only a doctor can actually sit you down and show you the numbers. Exactly. Usually they need a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Some of them might need to be on medication, you know. But I believe your case is not that bad. So stop binge eating.
Don't binge eat. Let's do a break, Lagos. When we come back here inside of the Smooth Health and Smooth Drive. Do stay tuned. We're smooth.
Smooth health on the drive.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Stay tuned.
Smooth health on the drive in association with Avon HMO.
Smooth health on the drive.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Stay tuned.
Smooth health on the drive in association with Avon HMO.
My sweetheart.
All right. You guys should let your aunt rest first before bombarding her with plenty talk. Wow, Bola, your kids are always vibrant. What's the secret, my dear? The secret is our family health plan from Avon HMO. Avon HMO? Yes, so since my husband bought the Avon HMO plan for our family, the burden of paying hospital bills and self-medication is completely removed from us. With their quick response and excellent service, we enjoy correct peace of mind. Sister. Well done, Mother of the year. I hear you.
Visit AvonHealthcare.com on your phone to buy your plan in just 3 easy steps. It's that fast and simple.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live healthier, fuller lives.
Smooth health on the drive.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Stay tuned.
Smooth health on the drive in association with Avon HMO.
Welcome back inside Smooth Health here, Smooth 98.1. Do remember now you can send in messages 0809 4440981 is the number to send in WhatsApp messages to. You were going to say something, or do I go straight into the other questions that people are sending in?
Yes, let's just quickly cover the 5 most favorite food items people like.
Yeah, ice cream number 1.
Yes. Can you guess another one? Guess.
Ice cream.
Soft drink. Okay, number 2 is bread.
Oh, yeah.
Bread.
I don't touch it.
Number 3, good for you. Number 3 is candy. 4, donuts.
Oh, that one.
Oh, yes, because that's candy and bread all in one.
I'm
so
telling you,
I think I just canceled out my bread because I do a lot of
eat donuts. Look at you.
A lot.
And then the last one is soft drinks.
Soda. Gotta be
Any
soda.
sugar, so it's a sugar-based craving.
We got more messages here, Doctor. Great show. How I'm Zina. Thank you very much. Hello, Dr. Dami. What are the medical risks and complications of eating disorders? Jane from Bragada. Why are we having all ladies today? And while you're answering that, keep this in mind. When I'm anxious and very sad, I tend to eat a lot, Dr. Dami. Does this mean I'm depressed? Asks Craig. 2 questions there. What are the complications of eating disorders, and does this mean I'm depressed?
Right. So some of the complications are depending on what you're doing. So with the bulimia, we said they're vomiting. So like we said earlier on, you can have aspirations into even your lungs, causing infections. You can tear your throat. Esophagus. Good job. You can erode your teeth from 2 things: from the stomach acid when you keep vomiting, and also from the candy, the sugars. And then for the other one, like which we will cover, that's like the anorexia nervosa. They're skinny, like literally bag of bones. So a lot of them, especially if they lose 35% of their weight, like acutely, like very fast, they need to be hospitalized because that can kill them. Like you shouldn't lose 35% of your weight like in a little short of time. Exactly. And a lot of these people with any eating disorder is they have something called amenorrhea, which is lack of menses. Which they don't bleed anymore, which obviously can then lead to infertility. Right? Exactly, because you need fat. You need some amount of fat in your body to be able to produce the hormones that would cause you to bleed or cause you to be fertile. We see a lot of that in athletes also. Athletes tend to have a lot of amenorrhea.
So this question now, does it mean the person is depressed? Can you equate that to depression?
So there's a timeline. Like, and there's usually a cause and effect. So did you lose someone there to you? Do you go through a heartbreak? I think everybody goes through a session of depression. When it becomes an issue, which you become clinically depressed, or you need to start talking to somebody, it means that it's been going on for maybe 3 months or more, and then you're having depressive episodes like maybe every day or every other day.
And it's affecting your life.
And it's affecting the
everyday
quality
life.
of your life. So I think that now and then again, everybody can have a case of depression and we can binge eat, just like Mazino said he likes ice cream sometimes.
And donuts.
And donuts.
Hey, it picks me up.
Exactly. So sometimes after a hard days of work, we're just feeling low and down and the sugar just raises your mood.
On
then you
Thursdays
crash
at
and burn.
5 p.m. just before the smooth drive. Yeah, I'm very specific because Thursdays are when everything's piling up on you. You can't wait for the weekend, so
But
it's just.
Thursdays are when I'm here.
No, it has nothing to do.
I was just wondering why he's making.
You know what? You are
It's
my ice cream.
focusing on Thursday. But guess what? I don't want to be your ice cream because the ice sugar will still cause you to crash and burn.
Oh no! Don't worry. I can't have too much of you. It's okay. It's okay.
I will tell my husband.
Now we've spoken about bulimia.
Right.
We've also touched binge eating. How about the other one?
Anorexia.
What exactly is anorexia?
Yes. So very similar, but anorexia, with anorexic patients, they don't even go over the calories. Like you cannot catch them dead over a certain amount. Exactly. And they're not even anywhere near their normal calories to even begin with. They look at the mirror, they can be like so skinny, like literally, I'm talking about sticks. And they see fatness.
That's a psychological thing.
Yes.
That's definitely.
You know, so it's an eating disorder where the sufferer radically restricts caloric intake, characterized by perverted sense of body image, based on an obsession to be thin and a dread of weight gain, resulting in significant weight loss and amenorrhea in women, the end result being emaciation. Emaciation. And you know, with the other one, those ones, they can eat as many calories because they know they're going to vomit it. These ones don't even go near the calorie intake. Some of them still vomit, but they won't even go near that amount
So they're
of
just
calorie
pretty much
intake.
hungry all the time, or they don't get hungry.
Some of them have even lost their sense of hunger.
Boom. Okay, good.
That's possible.
So growing up,
Or they've psychologically repressed it.
I'm thinking whether
Wired
I
their
should.
brain.
I'm thinking whether I should let this information.
Tell
out.
us.
Tell us. We want to know.
See, how does it implicate me? So growing up, I think I must have been in JS1. From JS1 to JS3, I do not remember ever remembering the sense of hunger. I did not. I'd come back from school and not eat until the next morning. And it was very worrying for my parents. It wasn't like as if I thought I was fat or anything. It was just, I just didn't.
I mean, there are a lot of young people that don't like food.
Yeah.
I never liked
I was
food
a very
when
skinny
I was
kid.
young.
And if anybody's listening to me who went to secondary school with me, they'll be like, yeah, miss, you know, see me now, I'm still skinny, but they'll be like, dang.
But do you like food now?
You're not
No.
skinny, Mazino. Do you
Right
see
now,
that?
I'm skinny.
belly?
I'm still skinny.
What
It's
is
just a-
skinny-ish?
I'm skinny-ish. Thank you very much.
Skinny-ish. Skinny hands.
Exactly. I've got spaghetti arms. But yeah, so I don't remembering the sensation of hunger.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, you're a very busy kid. Maybe you're just out playing and just busy, too busy to eat.
No, I was a reclusive kid, actually. I was games and books, biology books, by
I
the way.
think we need to talk after this show.
Yeah, that was then. I'm good. I eat now. Look at this Buddha belly. Come on, girl.
But it's possible that individuals experience hunger in different ways.
Yes.
Different levels.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, though, there's still a certain amount of calories you should eat to function.
Is there a genetic disposition to being more hungry than less hungry? Like,
Yes. So there's this hormone in the body called ghrelin. Even the name,
sounds
it makes you hungry. So I think for people that are really obese, they will tell you that we don't even eat that much, or they don't recognize the fact that they eat that much, but they easily gain weight with any amount of foods that they eat.
Okay.
I think some of these people do have excess of these hormones that allow them to store more fat and allow them to be more hungry.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with the size of your stomach, the organ.
That too.
Really?
So with the size of your stomach,
Not everyone's
you
stomach
get
is the same
full. No, not necessarily. I mean, you can expand your stomach
by eating much.
So if you've not been a big eater, like someone that eats a lot and then stops eating a lot, still has a bigger stomach than someone that never, expanded their stomach. And I wonder genetically too. I think that your stomachs can be different
I
sizes.
eat very small portions. Always.
I think
I never eat.
So your stomach is really small.
I think the portion amount, and I think it also has to do with height. I think tall people are just more thirsty and less hungry in general.
I think because I drink always thirsty. I drink a lot of water.
Constantly thirsty.
But I don't know.
We should do some research on that.
Hungry.
But they always say skinny people eat a lot, and they never get fat. And then the fat people don't eat a lot, but keep getting fat.
I actually think that's a myth.
My wife was worried when we got married because I'd come home and not eat, and she'd be like, "What? My food not tasting good?"
Oh no!
You know, I'm like, no, that's just
These days, he's always rushing home to go and eat. He'll call her and be like ordering food. Be like, "Babe, can you make that?
Eat. You know,
please make that for me."
It affects your relationship as well. You know, I want you to eat my food now.
Especially after you have suffered in that kitchen.
So you have to make adjustments as
that's
a married
very
person.
good of you.
You know, I purposely stay hungry.
Dr. Derry.
Marital counseling.
I stay hungry purposely because when I get home, I want to eat.
Man, are you listening? Stop.
Who particularly talking to?
Nobody. Actually, my husband can't wait to come home to eat my food. Sometimes I'm like, I can use my food to carry you away.
Oh, man.
We got a question here. Hello, Dr. Dami. This is Uche from VI. I have a cousin that is really skinny and she eats a lot. So she literally tries to gain so much, but to no avail. Now, from what I've heard you say, it isn't anorexia. What can she do, and what really is the problem, if there's any?
I think
hormone,
Braylon, it could be and also just that genetically she's just a skinny person. Maybe her parents are skinny. It could also be
worms. Yes.
Maybe all the worms are eating your food.
You know, ever since our last worm discussion, I still haven't gotten those worms.
I did. I got some worm expellence.
Crush it. Please don't see it.
Okay. Well, interesting stuff. So this is also psychological thing, but there was a text message that came in. I didn't read. I can't find it right now, but it was asking if these disorders can be cured. Is that the right word to use? Do you cure them,
or do you just suppress the
adjust them, or do you adjust them?
I think that people do get cured, but they would have to go through a lot of psychological counseling.
It's in the head, isn't it?
Yeah, and then because the cause has to be targeted. So if there's some diseases, like I said earlier on, that can cause you to be emaciated. So even cancer can cause you not to eat, cause you to vomit, cause you to skinny. So if that's the case, get rid of cancer and you'll be fine.
Someone told me something while I was growing up as a kid who didn't eat much. Not that I had any disorder. I'm hoping I didn't. But they said, and this I'm not suggesting, they suggested a means, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but that cannabis actually makes people eat. Now that's illegal. It's illegal.
But that's why they prescribe it to cancer
more
patients.
for the pain and the nausea.
Okay.
But it's so funny because I hear, you might be right. Maybe it's smoking that doesn't let people eat.
I don't know.
There's one that
Cigarettes?
skinny people like to take.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, maybe it's the cigarette. Yeah, so the cannabis, they binge eat after smoking it, right? Yeah.
We're not endorsing this.
We don't even know.
We're not endorsing this, Lagos. We're just telling, as it is. Why are you going, what?
Let's move on. All right. What's the nervosa part of this anorexia?
Nervousness.
Okay.
About weight obsession. And like I said, hardly occurs in the males, only maybe about 5% of males. Usually college women would have either anorexia or bulimia. Usually rarely seen in lower socioeconomic levels. We have other problems.
It's a rich
rich disease, right? So again, like I said earlier, you have to consider a pancreatic or liver hypoglycemia. Make sure that it's not an issue with your pancreas or your liver, your bile duct, and even enzyme availability.
Now we're at the end of the show. I just realized that I wanted to ask you about nutrition, diet, but then we're talking about a subject that
we don't want them to eat. But I guess the whole idea is that if they're too skinny, we want them to gain weight, and then because of their excess vomiting and not eating, they do have some nutritional deficiencies too. Big ones are zinc. You have the fatty acids, which are like the omega-3s, the omega-6. We have like the magnesium, and we have the B complex.
B complex.
Very, very important, B complex.
It always pops up on every show, B complex.
Yes, I know. It's
right.
Because there's a lot of them.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, we can't take any more questions, Lagos. Apologies. We've come to the end of the show here. Do remember now, Smooth Health is brought to you in association with Avon HMO. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, especially the good doctor in the house, you can reach Avon HMO via this number here, 090-224-71470, or send an email to practicaltips@avonhealthcare.com. They're at Avon HMO on Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook. Dr. Dami, always a pleasure to have you here every Thursday.
Thank you.
You are my ice cream. Lagos, stay tuned. It's Smooth Drive all the way up until 9 p.m. right here on Smooth 98.1.
Smooth Health on the Drive.
It's a global observation that helps raise people's awareness of
Health information and tips for optimal well-being.
how to prevent it, detect, or treat
Every
it.
Thursday at 5:15 p.m.
So Lagos, if you didn't know, now you know.
Smooth Health on the Drive in association with Avon HMO.
It was really a proud moment when my sister Sarah told me she was starting her makeup business. I really wanted to help her start off well. So when she said to me,
Brother Tunji, shake body now and support my ministry.
I answered, the support you need now is an Avon HMO health plan.
An Avon HMO health plan?
Yes, dear. I explained that because her health is very important, with an Avon HMO health plan, she won't have to self-medicate or spend money on hospital bills. Finally, I said, I'll subscribe for you online and pay for the first year. But from next year, you'll renew it by yourself.
Hey, thank you, Brother Me.
Visit AvonHealthcare.com on your phone to buy your plan in just 3 easy steps. It's that fast and simple.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live healthier, fuller lives.
Hi, this is smooth jazz guitarist David P. Stevens, and you're listening to Nigeria's number one station, Smooth 98.1.
Treat me like a lady.
On your radio, Power and Mazzino.
never turn on me. You lied to me. What you did, what you did. You lied to me. All this pain you said I'd never feel. You lied to me. But I do. Return to me. Return to me. Hold on. Return to me. Don't you know? Here I go. Return to me. A little girl. Return to me. What's my girl? Return to me. Up and down. Round and round. Stop lying about your big brain. You lied to me. She said she'd never turn on me. You lied to me. What you did, what you did. You lied to me. All this pain you said I'd never feel. You lied to me. But I do. Return to me. Return to me. Come on. Return to me. Oh my God. You know that here I am. Return to me. 1 second. Return to me. Pop up the world. Return to me. What you want? You know that don't you know? Return to me. Return to me. Hold on. Return to me. Be strong. You know that here I come.
This is Rodus, and you're listening to Smooth 98.1.
All individuals, both employees and self-employed persons in Lagos, now have a new shortcut to file their annual returns online. Go to www.lirs.gov.ng. Click on the annual returns pop-up icon. Log in with your PIN number. Your password will be sent to your registered phone number on the LIRS database. Download and complete the forms. Upload all your documents and submit.